Hello everyone, you guys are welcome to another of my review. In today's review, I will be showing guys how I edited this image, how I turned this image from this to this. Okay, I'll be going through everything. Now, before we get down into this editing, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe right now. Just pause the video for a minute and subscribe, right? And if you like any of my video, including this one, don't forget to smash that like button twice. Okay, let's get down into this editing. Now, I took this picture myself. Obviously, I did set up. This was just like a beauty portrait for the idea and all that. And, you know, we decided to make some funny faces to do different things during the shoot. And my suggestion is that if you're doing any, if you're the one taking the photos for the pictures, because sometimes people just do editing, they're not taking the photos. Now, just take extra care. Make sure that things are in the right places. Make sure you expose properly. Make sure your light are set the way they want them to. Because I love the way this image is looking already without doing anything to it. And I'm zooming in right now. Let me zoom into 100%. It looks sharp. It looks good. What we just want to do is to enhance the whole image, make it look better. Now, I normally start my edit in Capture One and I finish in Photoshop. Sometimes it's work to do in Capture One here and there, and sometimes there's not a lot of work to do. I feel this image is right there. I don't need to do a lot. For my settings, I was using the ISO 100. I was using the one for my shutter speed is 1/258 and f-stop is f8. And I was using the Sony AR4 and paired with a Sony 50 f1.2 lens. Those are really bad combo, you know, fire. Okay, now let's get down. So I'm just gonna take this to Photoshop right now because I don't see anything I need to do right here more. And I'll just let me just go to Photoshop right here, and this will take me to Photoshop. Now we have the image in Photoshop right now, and I will be fast forwarding some areas. If I think there's a need to fast forward, I'll just fast forward it. I will show you what I'm doing, but then if there's a need to just move things quicker, I'll just do that. So now for this process of this image, what I want to do is just take out the spot, enhance the skins, enhance the eyes and the teeth, and that's it. And basically that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to go overboard or do too much. So the first thing I want to do is to take out the spot. Now, what I have been able to do is to have actions. Actions are what I already have here, right here. These are all my actions. You guys can see I have so many actions right here. Some of them I downloaded it for free from different people. So if you go on YouTube, you'll see people who are free actions that you can download. They will also show you how to use it. And some of them you have to buy them, but you can also create yourself. So I have my own and I created as well. So if you don't know how to create actions, you can use other people's actions to start with, then you learn how to do it and you create your own. There's no shame in that. Now, for each of my steps, I already have actions for them. These actions, all they do is to speed up your workflow. Now, doesn't mean that they're going to fix all your problem. It's just to help you to fix the problem. Now, I have a frequency separation right here, which is just for color and details. So the details part, which is the higher frequencies, to take out these the spot blemishes and things like that. Then the lower one is to the color. If I think there's a color that is not blending well in the face and things like that, I can just use that to blend those colors. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And what I want to do right now is to start to take out the spot. And now you guys will see right now. I'll just take out a few, show you how I'm doing it. Then from there on, I'll just fast forward it, hopefully. So let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is just hold down the Option key to select and then paint over. Now, what you want to do in this area is that what we are doing is we are preserving the texture. Now, there are different techniques of removing blemishes and all this. Just pick the one that works best for you. And there are ones that work for different situations. I feel like this one is okay for this one. If it's not okay, I can change it to another thing. You have different. This one is another one. This one is another one. This one is the patch 2. This one is the healing brush. And you have this as well. So you have different one that you can use there for cleaning up. They all work. But just to speed up the workflow, I already have the actions here. And that's why I'm just using my actions. Now, you don't have to worry too much about it not being, done like every single thing We are still going to smoothen the skin a little bit. Like I said, everything we are doing today is we don't want to go overboard. We want to do as much as possible to take out the blemishes and do other smooth, skin smoothing and what have you. But do them in a more subtle way that is more realistic while maintaining the texture and the overall look that you intend to portray. Okay, so quickly let's look at the before and the after for what we've done so far. Before and after, you guys can see in the forehead there's a lot of stuff here, and now after. So I'm just going to speed up this process right now. So let me just speed this up right now, and then I'll see you guys once I finish this area. Okay, let's go. Okay guys, so I'm happy with what I've done so far. So I've taken out the blemishes as much as possible. If I let me come here and let's see. Let me just take this one above there, and all the blemishes are taken away, as you guys can see, before and the after. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to zoom out. I want to work on the eyes right now. So I'm going to zoom in, right? I have actions for that. In fact, I have 2 actions normally for the eyes. So the first one, so I'm just going to come down here, and the first one. So it's good to zoom in and zoom out most of the time. You don't want to be, if you're too zoom in and you don't zoom out, it might be too much. So yeah, and you might not be able to see them, those mistakes that you've made if they are too much, and then you can reduce them. Okay, so this one is to remove the vein in the eyes. Let me just remove, right? And I'm just gonna take that and then start Option key again with the actions. Right, I'm just taking out the vein, the red part, but I'm just gonna make it as realistic, because some people whiten the eyes so much that you can barely recognize whether it's a true eye or not. You don't want to take out every single thing, because if it's indeed a normal eye, nobody's eye is that, I don't think is perfect. There has to be some imperfection there. But then you still have to, it's just balancing things up. That's what really matters when you are doing this editing. So I'm pretty much just gonna see that. Let me just think that it's okay by me. And okay, I think I'm happy with that side and with this side as well. Going, okay, I'm happy with that as well. So okay, now I think that is good. So I'm going to click again. I'm still on the same, because there are different layers on this edit for this particular eye action. So this is for the kicker light. I'm going to reduce these and put this about maybe 4, and I'm just gonna, for this particular photo shoot, I used 2 major lights in front. Now you guys can see those are the 2 softbox. I'm in front of those softbox right there. You guys can see. So and the next one is do the dab light, especially where the light, the opposite direction of the lights is what you're doing there. Just gonna bypass that and go to, now I want to whiten the eyeball. So I'm just gonna do that. I don't want to go overboard, just whitening it a little bit, and everything you're doing should not be too much. And I'm editing, this type of editing is also non-destructive, which means that if I see that I don't like a particular stage, or I've gone too far in some areas, I can decide to delete that particular stage and redo it, or reduce the opacity, the intensity of what I have done. So that's one of the beauty of, so now the iris, now I'm just gonna take this up to 100. Now if you have any question in terms of the way I edit, or you want to learn 1 or 2 things, about editing, or you want, I also have some one-to-one tutorial. If you want to be part of that, you can drop me a message or reach out, and then we can, work something out and learn, so you can go faster and quicker. And I think I like what I'm having right now. Now this is just to sharpen the eye up. I'm going to reduce this, just reduce it to about 1, and just create some, just sharpening the eyes a little bit. And I think I'm happy with that. And the next one, which is, then I'm going to do the same thing with the iris. Now I'm just sub to 1, and I'm happy with that. Now the next one I'm going to do right here is, I'm going to collapse this one. I'm going to use the second, I have another one for the eyes. Remember that when you're editing things like this beauty portrait headshot, the important part of the face is obviously the eyes, the teeth, things that can draw the attention of your audience to your subject. I do think that, like the eyes, you want to make it pop as much as possible as well. So I'm just lighten up it again a little bit, and that's okay. Okay, other side. Okay, and I think I'm happy with that. Now the next thing is to work on the fan. So I'm just gonna put this about 4, and sometimes I cannot really see the fan in these eyes, for instance, but there are some people's eyes that you can really see the fan in there. And okay, next one, I'm just gonna increase this brush a little bit and put this about like 8 or something. Let's do 8. Yeah. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on, especially editing the eyes, because I just know it's a feature that will always give your object some definition and make your, whatever you're editing to pop out. So the different technique of doing this is not the only way. In fact, if you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot of different ways of where people do their, do the editing. So I want to do the edges. I like doing those edges to give it define. So I'm going to go around the edges of these eyes, and then it will be well defined. Okay, let me just go around the edges, and I feel like that is a lot better. So let's do the before and the after right now. Before, after. Now let me zoom out so you guys can see. Let's do the before and the after. Before and the after. There's a subtle change there. And to kind of finalize things, I like to do curves, and I'll just take this up and take it up, right? I come to Command I, and then I'm just gonna take my normal brush and come down here and just lighten up this part. Now I'm just gonna, let me take this eye just a little bit around 8, and just brighten up the eyes a little bit more, and you're drawing people in as you're doing this. So let's see that again, before and after. Okay, so I'm happy with that, what we have done so far. So the second thing, I want to work on the eyes, on the teeth right now. So I'm gonna go down. She's got beautiful teeth anyway, but we can still enhance it. I can leave it as it is, but let me just enhance it a little bit, Okay, so I'm gonna increase the flow here. This is another action, it's just to make our lives easier. Instead of starting from scratch, doing this, I just take a brush and start painting, and just make sure it's on white, and then start painting. Now I need to zoom in to see what I'm doing if I'm making mistakes. So I don't want it to spill over to other places, so I need to be careful. I can obviously erase it if it's gone to places I don't want it to go to, but that's another step, erasing it. I can see that I've already done that already, so I'm just gonna use my eraser once I'm done. When you're editing, I think one important skill that you need to to do is, time management, obviously, and patience. Need to be patient, especially when you're working with clients and things like that. Timing is important, delivery, but also being, everything being done with utmost perfection. So I'm going to take the eraser and just erase those areas that I feel you're spilling over. So I'm just erase those areas like I feel like it's spilling there. So take them back. Okay. Take my brush again, paint those ones in. Okay, pretty much I feel like I'm happy with what I've done so far. Spill there, I think. Okay. I think that's it. All right, good. I'm happy with that so far. So let me just zoom out. Yeah, that's looking better and good. Now what I want to do next, the next thing I'm going to do is now to do the frequency separation. I'm going to come here and look for my frequency separation. Okay, so there we have it right there. So now at this stage, you need to just select a radius that suits your image. They differ from image to image. This is the radius right here. For this one, I'll just go to about maybe 6.4 and I'll try, it should work out well. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to take the brush. Using the mixer brush, you have to be careful with the mixer brush. If you have different colors from different areas of the face, if you use mixer brush, if you're not careful, you're going to mix things up and everything will look mushy. If you're doing one area, you need to make sure it's that area, particular area. And if you move to the next, you need to lift your pen and move to that area. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to start from this forehead right here, and I'm going to just brush in it. And I'm going to zoom out to see what I'm doing, whether what I'm doing is okay or not. Okay, I think I'm too zoomed in. So let me zoom out a little bit. Let's go right there. So, right, I'm trying to make sure that, I get the best out of this image. So right here, okay. Like I said, one of the good things about this image is that this image already looks great. To me, it looks beautiful, and I don't have to there are some images that, you have to do a lot of work, underground work, especially in Capture One or Lightroom. You need to do, like colors and change a lot of stuff before coming to work to Photoshop. So that could even take longer. That is why I said, you need to get things right, especially when you are taking the picture. Because that's the most important thing you want to do for yourself. Fixing a bad image is a waste of time. And, trying to edit and fix a lot of things in the image that you've not taken properly could actually stretch you and, not give you the desired result or make you to stay longer on the computer. I mean, you want to spend less time editing, otherwise, you're just going to be on the computer, in front of the computer all the time. So I think I'm pretty much happy with this. With this the skin smoothing, I don't want to go overboard. Obviously, I want texture. I want to maintain texture on this skin. And I'm getting that right here. I'm happy with this result. Good. I think overall, I think that's great. Okay. I think we have something here, which is good. I'm happy. And let me go before and after. So let me zoom in so you guys can see. Let's zoom in. Let's see before and after, right? So we are happy with that. Okay. The next thing to now do is I would like to create to do some dodge and burn. So just to give the face some definition. So I'm going to come down here to do some dodge and burn. So here is my action for dodge and burn. So dodge, you are, just enhancing those areas that are a little bit that have some highlight, like the forehead right here, under the chin, under the here, and some areas like this. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush and take this flow to around 2. I think 2 is okay, and let's just take this one and paint just to enhance it. You guys will see the effect once I do the before and the after. It might not be obvious as I'm doing it right now because it seems nothing is really happening. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Just keep working on it, and then once I finish, I will show you guys. Okay, so let's go to the side again. Okay, and these areas like that, and just give it a little bit more definition. Okay, I think we have something there. Okay, so I'm just gonna, now I'm gonna do the burn now. So now you're enhancing the dark side of things. So it's the opposite of what we've just done right here. So I'm just gonna give it some, just darken it up a bit as well. Okay, we're gonna see the effect once we, I'm just gonna go down here as well, this part. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, these areas. Okay, so we're gonna see, before I finish the burn side, I'm gonna come back here and just use this burn to define these edges and lips as well. And let's see, now let's see the before and the after. Before and the after, you guys can see there is some subtle change there. If I zoom out, let me zoom out. Let's do before and the after, before and after. Not, not too much, but just something that kind of give some definition. If I go back to the hair as well, I can use the dodge to just give the hair some. Then I'm going to increase it to about, let's say, around that, and we want to make this pop as well. So when I do the before the after of the dirge, you guys will be able to see how much difference this is drawing your eyes to those ears. So let's do the before and the after. Yeah, you guys can see it's popping as well. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that, what I've done so far. So the next thing I want to do is to create some curves. But what I can do is I also want to come down to the eyes that I've done here, and I want to put it on top. Let me see, just to make sure. Now, and I'm just going to take this to the top. Okay, let's come back to, okay, I'm going to go back. Right, so what I'm going to do next is just create curves right now. Another curve. And I just want to, create some contrast on the face because we have nice colors now. So let me zoom out so that we can see better. So let me just leave that. Good. And now I'm going to take it from this point and bring it in. Now you guys can see it's too much, I think. Okay. I think it's okay this way. What do you guys think? If I think it's too much and I don't like it, I can reduce the opacity that way. But let's leave it at 100% right now. And I think that looks so much better. Now, I have something here that I can use for to make color pops and things like that. So first of all, I want to work on I just want to sharpen the image a little bit. The image is already sharp, but just to create, just give it more sharpness a little bit. I'm just leave it as it is. Create a little bit contrast the image. Okay, Then I have one here that's I can use to, I'm just going to pull this one out. Now, don't worry about that. I'm just going to do this now to hide it. And I just want to paint on those areas that I feel like it needs color, like this side, right? Just to give the image an overall. This is to make some certain part of the image to pop, like essentially where it needs, right? Okay. When I do the before and the after, you guys will be able to see the massive difference that is making. It might not be so obvious right now. So let me just go down that row and just do that. Okay. Now on the lips as well, I can just paint over. Okay. Okay. So okay. Now I'm happy with that. Okay. I think that it may be too much on the lips, especially, and everywhere. So I'm gonna reduce the opacity definitely, right? So if I take it over there, that's too much. So I'm gonna reduce it to about, let's say 50. Yeah, I think that's more realistic, and I think I'm happy with the final image. This is it. You guys can see it looks much beautiful. The eyes are popping. We've worked on different places, the face and all. And this is the image right here. And I hope you guys have been able to learn one or two things. Please, if you've learned or you've gained anything during this tutorial, please smash that like button for me. Also share this video with your family and friends. If you have any questions for me, please, you can drop it in the comment below. You can also make sure you follow me on my social media and those other ones, like my Instagram is at Goke Photography, also on TikTok at Goke Photography as well. Thank you guys for joining me on this particular editing tutorial, and until next time I see you guys, I say bye bye.